All right, boys and girls, so what we're going to do is we're going to paint the backgrounds of our leaves with watercolor paint. So you have your brush, you have your blue watercolor paint, and you have your water. And basically what you're going to do is you need very little water. You can hold your brush like it's a pencil. And you're going to dip your brush in the water to get a little bit wet or wash off whatever other colors might have been on it. And you probably have background paper, so if you ever have too much water, you could just use your background paper to kind of dry it off. And you get the paint on the brush, and as you see, I'm using my left hand to hold the paper still. And basically, you can really start, you want to start on the right side or the left side. But because this really isn't watercolor paper, if we're using watercolor paper, you could do it a little bit slower. But you want to use a very small amount of water and paint, and you want to do one section at a time, and you want to keep going back into the water, into the paint into the water. Because this is a watercolor resist, we use oil pastels. It's actually, if you accidentally touch the oil pastel with it, it's actually going to resist. Because it's wax, just like the wax on the feathers of a bird. When it rains, it doesn't stick. So you want to rotate your painting around, and you want to just try to do it really kind of as fast as possible, because the paper might bubble up a little bit because we're putting water on it very quickly. So you go water, paint, very little water. Because this isn't watercolor paper, it might get a little bit mealy. And even if it looks a little dark on some edges, see how it's too dark here, so you want to add a little bit of water. The only way you can really blend is when it is wet. So you want to make sure, that's why you want to do this fast, because you want to try to have an even distribution of paint and color. And as you can see, I'm rotating the painting to get to the area that's easiest. And don't forget to roll up your sleeves. Always use your hand that you're not painting with to hold on to the paper so it doesn't move. And you want to try to paint in the same direction. Again, you're holding your brush like a pencil, and you want to paint in the direction of the area of the painting. So I actually should have probably done this middle part first, so let's go back here. And you really just want a light color in the background to offset the leaves. And also, one of the things that you want to do is you want to outline the shape of your leaves first, so then you can do it nice and quickly. I'm going to go back in here. You can see it's a little bit too dark. Add a little bit of water to blend it into the background there. So if you have too much paint, just add a tad of water so that it could kind of blend into the background. The idea is that we want to make it look like the leaves fell into like into a puddle or a lake or a river or a stream, any kind of body of water, like underneath a tree, or the tree might be hanging over some kind of body of water. And this also can work with green if you wanted to do green, but and I'm going to rotate around. I'm going to use my fingers on the oil pastels. And we'll rotate it back here, get that little corner. And there we have it.